What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So as you guys can see, I'm actually in my bedroom again, and reason being is because you guys actually still wanted me to go into more in depth about getting a car from an auction and getting it actually to your doorstep, especially Copart and especially in California, because California is one of those more difficult states to do anything in really when it comes to cars. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys throughout this video. So if you guys like this video, please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. It really helps out a lot, guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get on my laptop and I'll show you guys what you guys gotta do. Alright guys, so first thing you want to do is go ahead and get onto autobidmasters.com. Now this is a very good website. I highly recommend it. I've looked around and honestly, to me, this is one of the better websites that you can possibly use to do this, especially in California, because in California, if you guys don't know, is you need a dealer's license. Now you can make an account with AutoBidMasters for free without having to do anything other than put a deposit down, which I'll go ahead and talk to you guys about after. But right now, if you want to do this as a full-time gig or something on the side, and you're going to be buying multiple cars within a year time frame, then you guys can actually go ahead and upgrade to a premium membership, which I did, as you guys can go ahead and see right here. And basically I ended up paying $349 for it, and it's actually for the whole entire year. So basically I knew I was gonna probably end up buying more cars, and this is something I want to do continuously throughout the year, so I went ahead and upgraded my membership. Now if you don't want to do that, and regardless if you do that, you still have to put a deposit down. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys right now. I have a deposit down for $400, which gives me $4,000 of buying power. Now obviously if you want to get something more exotic or anything just overall more expensive, you can actually go ahead and put more down, and I'll go ahead and show you guys right now. So for every $100, it goes up $1,000. Now basically to get to 2 cars, you need to have a total of $8,000 worth of buying power, which would be a total of $800. So it's simple enough. I mean, you guys can keep going if you want, and depending on what your budget runs into. But I mean, you can go all out and end up being able to go up to 10 cars. And what this means is you can actually go ahead and bid on 10 cars at the same time, as you can see here. So if I want to go over here, and I'm gonna go ahead and just do a Mustang GT, because that's the car I'm gonna be looking at, because I need a parts car most likely. So I'm gonna go ahead and look here. So right now we see this one, 2017, it's at $13,400. Now that doesn't mean it's gonna sell for that much or it's gonna go out like that, because it actually has on approval, meaning if it's on approval, you do your bid, you go on the live bid auction where you go back and forth with other individuals who are online at the same time as you or in person, and basically whoever wins the highest bid, it gets sent to the insurance company or whoever's selling it. Then they have to approve it. Now that's why I really don't like to deal with those. I actually like to deal with some pre-sales. So I'm gonna go ahead and look into my years, the ones that I'm actually looking at, and if I do see a good one, then I will go ahead and try to snatch it up. But here we are. So I'm looking at the 15, 16, and 17. Let me see. Okay, so here we are. We're looking at these cars, as well as I'm gonna go ahead and show you right now. So on minimum bid means there's a reserve that has to be hit before it can actually sell. So on minimum bid, if it doesn't reach it, that reserve that the insurance company or whoever is selling the car, if it doesn't reach the reserve amount, they can choose, and they'll get back to you basically saying yes or no, or even send you a counter offer. Now that's another way to do it, but my favorite, and the way I got my Mustang actually, was from a pure sell. So a pure sell is basically whatever it goes for on your bid right here, whatever the number says. It could be $100, $15, it does not matter. Whatever it says on current bid, and once it goes to the live auction and you're in the live bid, whatever it goes for is whatever you pay for it. Now obviously that doesn't include any of the extra fees, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys right now. Let's just do this one. Okay guys, so I did show you guys a little bit into this on the short video where I answered a few of your questions prior. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys again. So this is the fees calculator. So the current bid is $13,400, and if we were gonna go bid another $100, then it would bring it up to that. But we have the final bid. Let's say if we did win it for $13,500, we would have Copart auction fees which you'll get those everywhere and anywhere, which would be $858. And then we have auto bid master transaction fees, which is $405, and we have documentation fees for $80. So regardless, Copart and documentation, they're gonna go anywhere. If you go to a different website, this is auto bid transaction fees. Now with the premium membership that I have, it actually cuts, I think it's a 10% that you have to pay, and I bring it down to only 3%. So it's not really that big of a deal. It's a, you know, obviously the website has to make some money somehow, so this is how they actually do it, other than the memberships, because regardless, like I said, you can do this, all of this, without having to pay for membership yearly. I think you only get one car that you can buy though, so if you're just looking for a car for yourself and you just want a car, you know, if you want to build a car yourself to keep for your personal use and not try to resell it and not try to make money off of it, then this is obviously a good way to get a cheaper car. Instead of having to go buy a new car for $30,000, you can get it for $15,000 and put a couple thousand into it and save yourself about $10,000. Now I did actually want to go ahead and show you guys a live auction, but unfortunately there are no live auctions now or today because it is Memorial Monday. So unfortunately I can't actually show you guys how it actually looks, but it's basically, it just goes down the rows, row, and all the cars, and basically it just goes back and forth, and each one it gets, I think, about 10 seconds, and it is a complete circle around, so whoever wants to bid on it has the time for the circle to go all the way around, and if it doesn't, sometimes at the end it will have a bonus time, so it'll go another round, giving everyone another chance to actually bid on the car. So if no one bids on it, then you win. Pure sales are better to me because you don't have to deal with anything with the sellers. You know what you paid for it, it's right there and then, and you basically get your car. Now the only documentation, because some of you asked if you guys have to have any documentation, the only documentation that I have uploaded is my government issued ID, and that is only because if you're gonna sign off of the car and sign the agreements, which you sign the agreement right here. I have my 2015 Mustang GT that I bought, required agreement right here. I went ahead and signed it, and that's all I actually had to do. And then after that point, you actually have to wait about a month. Now once you wait about a month, it actually sends you a documentation of the title. Here we have, it's an Oregon salvage title certificate. So with that being said, once you actually buy the car, it's actually gonna go, it actually tells you right off the bat when you're in your live bidding process. It says that you are bidding out of the state of Oregon because that's where Auto Bid Masters is actually located. So once you win the car, they actually take the owner documents. Copart actually takes ownership documents and sends them to Auto Bid Master. Auto Bid Master signs off on them, and then they send them back to you, which will have a Oregon certificate instead. So if you live in California, then you have to grab the Oregon certificate and actually take it over to the DMV and transfer it over. So now luckily, whenever you get a car like this, it could just be non-operable and you actually don't have to pay those hefty fees, but at the end of the day, you're still gonna have to transfer it over to a California state certificate, which is it's not really that big of a deal, especially if you're actually upfront with them and you're telling them what you're doing. Now if you're actually buying cars to sell them, you're gonna need a dealer's license, because there's only so many cars you can actually sell in California without them actually checking up on you. So if you want to do 1 or 2 cars, something like that, that's fine, no big deal. They're not really going to care about that. It's more the fact that if you're trying to do like 10 cars or whatever, and you're actually trying to open up like a dealership in your yard, which I don't know why you would want to do that, but you can go ahead and try that, and therefore you would actually need a dealership license to actually go ahead and do that process. Okay, so we're back here with the Mustang GT that we were looking at earlier. So now if we were going to go ahead and actually say we bought this, we would actually end up having to pay this extra fee. This is actually in Kentucky, so this would actually be $1,600 to ship to my house. Now obviously this varies on wherever however far you are from that Copart location you're actually buying the car from. So this one's actually pretty far from me, so it's going to be $1,600. Now I'm not actually too sure if it's because I'm in California, we're not allowed to pick up the car ourselves, or it's because it's just Auto Bid Master itself. So in order to actually get the car, they actually have to ship it to me, because I'm assuming, again, it's in California. In California, you need a dealer's license, and you're not actually signing off for it, because like I said, they send the owner documentation over to Auto Bid Masters, and then they send it back with an Oregon title instead. So that's the extra process you actually have to go through. Now if you're in a different state and you don't actually need auto bin masters, you can actually just go to Copart itself and actually just buy the car yourself, go there and do everything yourself. You don't need auto bin masters. Again, auto bin masters is that in between, so the people who don't have the dealer's license doesn't have to go through all that process through the DMV, and they can just get the car from auto bin masters instead. And like I said, if you just want to do a couple cars here and there and you're not trying to make this a huge business, then you actually don't really need to worry about those things until later down the road. So I hope that helped you guys out. Again, this was just a quick video because I still had a couple of you guys asking those questions, and basically I just wanted to explain it a little bit better and get more into detail. I know it's kind of fast paced, but I'm sorry, I'm just trying to make it. I'm just trying to answer you guys' questions really fast. So without further ado, if you guys have any other questions, again, feel free to DM me. I know a lot of you guys actually watch my videos. I think I looked at the analyst and it was about 47% of you are watching from Instagram. And I know what that means. It's because you guys aren't subscribed. So I would really appreciate if you guys could just, go ahead and click in, and it'll tell you to sign in. It takes about 5 seconds. Just sign in real quick and actually hit the subscribe button. It helps out a lot, guys. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate for all the support. Without further ado, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.